Tonight's caller is 31 years old, already has a 13-year-old son, and says she agrees with a lot of what Kevin says but thinks he's too harsh. She questions the statistics, challenges the idea that men want childless women, and argues that marriage doesn't have an age limit. But once Kevin starts breaking down the numbers, accountability, and how choices compound over time, the conversation flips fast. If you've ever wondered why marriage rates look the way they do in the Black community, or why accountability conversations hit so hard, this is one you need to hear all the way through.
I am 31. I have to think about that.
What do you got for me? What are we talking about tonight?
Now I just forgot.
I'm talking about the eggs and freezing the eggs and carrying on. But are you married?
No, that was something else I wanted to say. No, I'm not married.
Okay.
No,
Did you have a complaint, a comment?
No, I wanted to say something to something you were saying, but of course it went too fast, and I wasn't expecting you to get on.
Well, if there's something I said, let's talk about it. How long have you been watching my content?
I've been watching it for a while, and I actually check in all the time. I catch you on YouTube as well, and then also on Instagram.
All right. So what do I say that's wrong or that you disagree with?
I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I think it's a bit over the top sometimes. I think it's a bit harsh when it comes to, I know your target is women, but then like when you say things like a woman should be, the things that you name, and then are you saying this to a woman that's accepting a man that has these same things? Because like, say for instance, like with the kid thing, you say that a man wants a woman that's childless, but then how many men that are 30 and childless? So you take it on a man.
Stop. Stream of consciousness. First off, in our Black community, 51% of the men are single and childless. Over half of them.
How old are they? What age range? What age group is that?
That adult.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how we break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Adults. See, that number right there, because you had to ask the age range, messed up your argument.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just admitted it messed up your argument.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think the number was that high?
I'm just curious. I haven't met many men that are kidless.
51% of the Black 51% of Black men are single and childless. Please, let's not argue the validity of the stat unless you're going to come with a more valid number.
Whose statistic is that? Where are you getting that reference from?
See what I mean? This is from the census, the CDC, the Department of Health. Why is that so? This is what I mean. This is what our women will do. Question the number because it doesn't line up with your anecdotal experience. So you expect men to give you the number, and then you want to question how the number. Tell me where you get your number from.
What number?
You said that women.
No, I don't have.
The thing you said. Well, you expect women not to have children, and then what percentage of men over 30 don't have kids? Where you get your number from?
I didn't have a number.
Well, where'd you get your thought process from?
From my experience.
Exactly.
I haven't met a man.
So what's more valid?
I understand.
Your experience?
The numbers,
no.
The charts.
No, I need you. Thank you. So why are you questioning the numbers though?
It's a question.
Because in the Black community, women are allowed to have their feelings over facts.
I don't know about that. Feelings over facts.
Yeah. Oh,
you think the problem?
You want another one? You want another one? 80% of Black women are overweight, and 80% of that number are obese. That BMI is not right. That's white European standard. Somebody like it. I'm not fat. I'm just thick. Dismissing of facts.
I understand.
So if the majority of Black men are single and childless, let me ask you a question.
What's that?
Why can't a woman like you or women like you seem to find one and get with it and be with them for life?
It's numerous reasons, different cases, different scenarios.
Okay. But see, that said nothing. What she said, there's numerous reasons, that means nothing. Numerous cases, that means nothing. Different scenarios means nothing. In other words, I'm not going to answer the question. It's bullshit and unresponsive.
Mm-hmm.
Try again. So you asked me to validate and tell you where I get my numbers from, and you haven't answered the question yet.
I don't know. I just think it's different. It just depends. There's some
No,
relationships. I
but you haven't
noticed you
said
say
any. But you
I
haven't
noticed that you
said
say
anything.
women
Stop,
always walk out of
ma'am. You
relationships.
keep on. Okay, every time I corner you, you keep trying to move the goalpost. You haven't answered one question yet, and now you want to go to the next subject. That's not right.
I answered the question. You just
No, you
wasn't what you
didn't.
wanted to hear.
No, what answer did you give me? Different cases, different scenarios. It all depends. What does that mean?
Different situations bring upon different things.
And you think you think just giving a vague word speak answers a question. So if you your math teacher's up there. 2 plus 2 is 4. Well, it depends. Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it might not be. It depends on if it's 2 or if it's 1. I mean,
that's different. Now you're
no,
talking about 2 plus 2 is 4. I get your concept of, but that's different.
it's the same thing. I mean, one you can't argue with as readily. You didn't answer the question. And that's another thing. You ladies are so used to questioning men, but you can't even answer basic questions. Why can't women? Okay,
I
how
don't
about
think
this? How
men
about
can
this?
either.
Well, let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
You said you want to be married. Why
Mm-hmm.
can't you find a man since 51% of black men are single and childless?
Why can't
See,
I find a man?
yeah, find a man to be with for a
I have a
lifetime.
man, but I'm not married.
That's not the question.
So you want to say, why am I not married?
You said you wanted. I asked you, do you want to be married? You said yes. I asked that to
Okay.
begin with. So
Okay.
at 30 plus years old, if over half of black men are single and childless, why can't you find one and get married to one?
I think that I can, but just not married yet.
By what age do you think you should be married?
I don't think it has an age. I think it's just when it happens, when the time is right. I don't think it should have an age.
More unresponsive BS.
No, I don't think marriage should have an age because
Do you want
I think
children? Do you want
I have a
children?
kid. I have a son. I have one.
I
I
asked, I
want
asked you.
more.
I asked you earlier. Did you have kids? And I thought you said no.
No, there must have been somebody else. You didn't ask me that.
No, no.
Well, you got it
But
on
hold on,
loud.
hold on. How old is your kid?
My son is 13.
So you had your child when you were in your
Like
teens?
17. Yeah.
Okay, all right. See, this is why this subject hits so home because women who really tend to have a problem with my content are women who already tend to have kids.
Mm-hmm. It's
Because
not that we have a problem with your content. Clearly, we're here, so it's not that. It's
they
very
gotta trust me.
enlightening. It's very
They're here.
enlightening.
They're here
What?
for different reasons. All right. In our community, we do it backwards. We get pregnant. You have a baby before we're married, and you wonder why you can't find men. Why would you care about whether a man has a kid or not if you already got a kid? Your line of questioning makes no sense.
Well, because I was referring. I was just. I wasn't applying it to me. Just
Of
in
course
general,
not.
you're saying a woman should be childless, but most of these men are coming with baby moms.
That's bullshit.
But you say that 50% is what you're hanging on to.
Because it's the fucking truth.
But it's not 100. It's 50. So where's the other 50%?
Are you in freaking sane?
I'm saying you said this.
Listen to this stupid shit. Listen to this. Listen to this stupid shit. This is some dumb shit now. Now you want to go there, I'm going to go there. Y'all don't even understand how numbers are calculated. There are a portion of the numbers of people who are married in relationships. That's where the kids are supposed to be coming from. Almost 100% of the children in the black community are coming from less than about 20% of the men because y'all go out having babies with everybody that ain't married to nobody. How many children your baby daddy got?
2 more.
Thank
Some
you.
has 3.
Thank you. One dude got 3 kids, and I mean, there's 3 men out there without wives. And that's why they all don't get nobody, because you go have babies with the same dude, and by the time you decide you want to get married, they say, you already had another man's kid. Can't make this shit up. Then you turn around and say what I say is harsh. No, the way y'all live is harsh. The shit that y'all are doing is harsh. And the way you expect the average man to put up with another man's leftovers is harsh. Yes, another man's child is his leftovers. He left them. The way y'all wreck your homes, don't get with the men you marry, but then you go around with the babies and expect another man to take care of them, and then he gets what the other man didn't want. He don't even get you at your best, your fittest, your most feminine. He gets what's left. Why is that harsh?
At the best, at your best. Who said your best had to be in your early 20s or your 17s?
Your
I
best
don't
was
think
when
that
you
was
were
my
still in
best.
shape. Your best was when you were still in shape.
Still, and still. And still.
And still what?
In shape. And in
Yeah.
better shape.
Yeah. Round is not a shape.
Well, if I show you a baby picture, it's just as round.
You can't make this shit up.
I'm not.
Can't make this shit up. I'm in shape. How tall are you?
I am 5'2.5".
Dress size?
I'm sorry?
Dress size?
It just depends, a 6 or 7. Depends on the dress and how I want to wear it.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
I just weighed myself. I'm a 135.
You were 130. Oh.
You better go look on my Instagram, sir.
No, I'm looking at your fingers.
It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
That
yeah, it
doesn't mean
does.
anything.
Okay, you're right. It doesn't. Hold the camera back. Okay.
Yeah, no.
That's why I said you're right. I said I'm looking at your fingers and face. I didn't say anything. I didn't say you. I didn't say I was right.
These no fat fingers, baby. They're skinny.
But the fact of the matter, but where's the wedding ring, baby? See, this is where we get to. Where's the wedding ring?
I've not always wanted one, honestly, to be real.
Why?
It's horror stories. From my experience of what I've seen, it's always been horror stories. It seemed like people are happier single. Married people.
Was your mother married?
No, but all my siblings are married. Like, I hear horror stories. This seem like the happy people are single.
This is why our culture is where it is. Because I've talked to so many women who are living your life based upon other people's experience.
Right.
So then why do you want to get married now?
Why do I want to get married now?
Then why do you want to get married now?
Because I want more kids. Well, I want another kid, so I prefer to be married.
Okay, I got to ask the question, ma'am. If you didn't need to be married to have one, why do you need to be married to have the second one?
Well, because I learned from the first one. You know, I'm a hands-on person. I like to learn from experience. You know, sometimes it takes a mistake.
Are you sure you want to stick with that answer?
Sometimes it takes a mistake to learn something a better way.
You need to learn from experience.
For the most part, yeah. I learn better from experience, from making a mistake and correcting it, yes.
You do realize that's probably the worst way to learn.
I do, but sometimes it's the best way. No, I have to always be perfect.
See, this is where we get to that. I'm trying to be smart and sound dumb. And key. I'm just letting you talk because you think you sound smart. You sound dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. You've been sounding that dumb shit all night, and I'm just letting you talk. Because you're all this thinking, click on your fingers and stuff. See, when y'all think y'all are winning, y'all really start to show yourselves. That's somebody's mama, y'all. Shit. That's why, I mean, I think it's funny a lot of times they think they're winning. I'm a snapping, I'm cracking. I'm like, you just.
All right, before we wrap this up, I want y'all to really sit with what you just watched, because this wasn't about attacking anybody. This wasn't about embarrassing anybody, and it definitely wasn't about men versus women. This whole conversation was about accountability, timing, and honesty with yourself. A lot of people heard tone and got emotional. A lot of people focused on how it was said instead of what was said. But if you really listen, the message is simple. Your life today is the result of your choices yesterday, and your future is being built right now, whether you like it or not. Nobody is exempt from that. Not men, not women, not single moms, not career women, not anybody. And the problem is too many people want sympathy without responsibility. They want understanding without self-reflection. They want results without changing anything. And life does not work like that. What makes these conversations uncomfortable is that they force you to look in the mirror. Not Instagram mirrors, not filtered mirrors, not my friends hype me up mirrors. Real mirrors, the kind that show you where you are, why you're there, and what you did to get there. When Kevin talks about statistics, marriage rates, income, and timing, he's not doing it to be cold. He's doing it because feelings don't pay bills, feelings don't raise families, and feelings don't protect you when life gets hard. Reality does. Planning does. Discipline does. Cooperation does. And most people were never taught that. They were taught to follow your heart. Do you live your truth? And then they're shocked when they wake up at 35 or 40 and nothing looks the way they hoped it would. Another thing people miss is this. Nobody is saying you're worthless if you made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. The difference is whether you learn from them or keep repeating them and blaming everybody else. At some point, you have to stop saying it depends, it's complicated, there are many reasons, and start giving yourself real answers. Why am I not where I want to be? Why do my relationships fail? Why am I still single? Why am I still struggling? Why haven't I built what I say I want? Those questions are uncomfortable, but they are necessary. And until you're willing to answer them honestly, nothing changes. This is also why so many people get mad at content like this. Because it doesn't sell fantasies. It doesn't sell "you're perfect the way you are" nonsense. It says, you can improve, but only if you're willing to admit where you're lacking. You can win, but only if you're willing to work. You can have better relationships, but only if you become a better partner. You can have stability, but only if you plan for it. And that applies to men and women. No shortcuts, no magic prayers, no waiting for the right time, no waiting for the right person while you stay the same. So if this video triggered you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes being triggered means something hit close to home. Sometimes it means you heard something you weren't ready to hear yet. Instead of getting angry, ask yourself why it bothered you. Was it wrong? Or was it uncomfortable because it was true? Growth doesn't come from being praised all the time. It comes from being challenged. It comes from being corrected. It comes from being honest with yourself when nobody else is watching. If you watch this and it made you think, then it did its job. If it made you reflect, even better. And if it made you want to do better with your life, your relationships, your finances, and your future, then that's a win. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Keep it respectful. Keep it real. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with someone who actually needs to hear it. We'll see you in the next one.